Shalom. First off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth. Salakia. All right, in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make your calling of election sure. Shalom. This is your brother Hashar from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp, coming back in the spirit with another lesson. Lord willing, I pray and hope that it's edifying. All right, and I just wanted to do a lesson on this video right here. I'm gonna let the video play. All right, and it's this woman basically talking about how virginity is made up. All right, so the title of this lesson is probably gonna be virginity made up. All right, but nevertheless, I'm gonna play the video, then bring out some precepts.
What is it? And what's the big deal? What is it? And what's the big deal about losing it? Let me cut to the chase. Virginity is a completely made-up concept. It's a term that was created simply to control and shame people, mainly women. A virgin is someone who's never had sex, but it's not as simple as it seems. For one thing, medically, virginity isn't a real thing. In some cultures, people place a lot of importance on the hymen, a thin, fleshy tissue located at the opening of your vagina, as a marker of virginity. But the status of your hymen doesn't actually mean anything. That's because having penis and vagina sex is not the only way a hymen can stretch open. It can happen by putting something in your vagina like a tampon or a finger, riding a bike, or doing sports. So you can't tell if someone's had sex by the way their hymen looks or feels. Another reason the idea of virginity is complete nonsense is that sex means different things to different people. Generally speaking, society tends to define sex in a very narrow way: penetration, penis into vagina. But where does that definition leave queer people, or folks who can't or don't have penis and vagina sex, and choose to have oral, anal, or another type of sex instead? And not everyone's first sexual experience is consensual, meaning that they were forced or pressured into having sex. There is also a double standard on who carries the burden of virginity. Society puts pressure on men for not having sex at the exact same time they shame women for having it. Make it make sense. Either way, shame has no place in someone's personal decisions about sex. It's time to throw away the notion of losing your virginity. What if instead of losing something, we reframe it as gaining? Because the truth is, when we make our own decision to become sexually active, we aren't setting ourselves up to lose anything at all. We hope we are gaining things like intimacy, self-insight, pleasure, and empowerment. All of these myths around sex and virginity can be so hurtful and overwhelming. But here's the one truth you should remember. Sex is defined by one thing and one thing only: you. Maybe that's being fingered for the first time. Maybe it's having anal sex. Maybe it's having your first orgasm. Maybe it's masturbating for the first time, or when you enthusiastically consent to sex. That's the beauty of your sexual journey. You're in charge, and you can figure it out on your own terms. Choosing to have sex, when, what kind, where, who with, is something that only you get to define.
Shalom. Yeah, man, as you can see, this is a video by Planned Parenthood. All right, and we all know who Planned Parenthood is run, governed, and controlled by. All right, going back to Margaret Sanger, who was a I forgot what they call it. A eugenist, Salakia. Yeah, she was a eugenist. She basically believed that the so-called white race was the better, more superior race, and that that they needed to get rid of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. And we know, the Lord is opposed to that. All right. The Lord is opposed to getting rid of all right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. In fact, he has preserved a remnant in these last days, in these latter days, all right, to make videos like this one, all right, to sigh and to cry for the abominations that are happening in the midst thereof, all right, in the midst of Babylon the Great, which is America, all right. And this is what the agenda, all right, is in Babylon the Great. They're pushing, the sexual immorality on children, all right. Basically saying that there's no such thing as a virginity, all right. That you can determine your sex, all matter of wickedness, all manner of perverseness, all right, and lewdness. And this will lead to the downfall and destruction of this place, man. All right, so I want to start with Isaiah 24 and verse 4. All right. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. All right, and that's what's going on right now. All right, the people are languishing. I might just read out the blue letter just because it's more convenient. All right. Let's get that word languish. Okay. It says to be weak, to droop, to languish. It says to be weak. All right, to grow feeble. Yeah, and the mindset that's being pushed out here in America is one that's feeble. All right, a wall. I'm a wall. I'm wall.
Strong's H 535. Amal.
Amal.
Gesenius lexicon.
Yeah. So
Amal. Amal. Or Amael.
All right. To be feeble. All right. And if you read, I believe it's Second Esdras, the second chapter, it speaks about how through the process of time that men would grow weaker. All right. Stature. Salakia. Let me get that. Yep. This is Second Esdras 5 and 52. It says, say unto her, wherefore are unto they whom thou hast now brought forth like those were before, but less of stature. And she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of the youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, then the womb faileth, are otherwise. When the womb faileth, are otherwise. Salakia. Consider therefore how ye are less of stature than those that were before you, and so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creature which now began to be old and passeth and have passed over the strength of youth. All right. And so, now, all right, the earth is at its, the fullness of its age, we are feeble, all right, feeble in our nature, all right, feeble in our thoughts, our thinking, and you can see it, all right, by what's being pushed out, man, all right. Salakia. All right, what's being pushed out here in America? All right, it says, verse 24. Isaiah, back in Isaiah 24, it says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the law, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Now let's get this word ordinances. All right, because one of the ordinances that the Lord has set forth, all right, is the hymen, which is the virginity. All right, which is a limit. It says a limit, a boundary. All right, prescribed portion, an act. All right, a limit, something, a statute. Okay, decrees. It says a civil enactment prescribed by God. Now, one of the civil enactments that is prescribed by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, is the act of marriage. All right. Now, the act of marriage, according to this world, is going to the courthouse. All right. Getting a marriage license, paying to have a marriage license. Okay. Getting down on one knee as a man. All right. Putting a ring on a finger. Okay. Going to a church before a priest, before a Christian pastor, and saying vows and kissing. That's a marriage according to this world. All right. But according to the ancient custom of marriage, okay, you would have a man that wanted a wife. He would go to that woman's father. He would pay her a dowry. Okay. He would ask for her hand, pay her a dowry. They would have a wedding ceremony, and the wedding wouldn't be confirmed or sealed until that hymen, all right, was broken. All right, in the wedding chambers. All right, you had wedding chambers. What do they call it? A wedding. Matter of fact, let's look it up. All right. Let's see, the ancient wedding chambers. Okay. Yeah, it says let's see. Oh yeah, this is it says in ancient times, marriage was looked upon as more of an allegiance for reasons of survival or practicality, and the concept of romantic love remained a secondary issue. Yeah, and this in this society, romanticism is at the forefront of marriage. All right, which is why these marriages don't last. Okay? Because the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American has civilized, all right, or based on what we have built, this civilization was built upon our backs, and it's so civilized that the woman doesn't need the man for survival. All right, and everything is right at her doorstep and her fingertips. All right, the elder apostle Gabar, he always goes into the word metropolitan, how it means woman, city for women. Okay, matter of fact, let's look up metropolitan. Was it metropolis? Metropolis. Metropolitan. Let's see, meaning. It says relating to or denoting a metropolis, often exclusive. All right, a large city. It'll always go into it. I think the word breaks down, all right, into oh yeah, mother city. It means mother city, all right. It means mother city, and you get meter, all right. A person who lives in a metropolis. You may, yeah, it means mother city, which, you know, these cities are, you know, perfect for the Western woman, all right, because she has everything at her fingertips, all right. So the ancient marriage wasn't about that, man, all right. And I want to get, maybe it has something about the wedding chambers. Yeah, it speaks about, let's see, separation. Either way, all right. Either way, so the verse 6, it says, the curse have devoured the earth. It says, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore, the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right. So, because these ordinances have been broken, all right, because of you know, videos like the one that Planned Parenthood just put out. All right.
What if
Hey, the
instead
earth
of
is going to be
losing
burnt with fire. All right. It's going to be totally justified. All right. Let's get Genesis chapter 6. All right. It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God and the daughters of men that were Salakia, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. It says, and there were giants, all right, going into the Nephilim, or the fallen ones, all right, meaning the Israelites, all right, the sons of God. They were giants, okay, metaphorical giants, man, in the earth. It says, and in those days also, after that, then the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, you know, referring back to the second verse, all right, unto the daughters of men, and they bear to them the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Yeah, men of renown. Israelites, man, or the chosen lineage. All right. Men of renown. Shem, the name. Okay. Shem, a memorial. All right, of reputation. It says, so this is not talking about giants, man. It's not talking about the Nephilim being the Anunnaki and all that crazy shit. All right, it's talking about the sons of God. All right, being those metaphorical giants in the earth. All right, we were not supposed to, mix and mingle with the sons of men. Why? Because we would adopt their philosophies. All right. It says, and God saw, and Yahweh, the Lord, saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. Why? Because the heathen, all right, the heathen never worshiped Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They never accepted those ordinances, the natural state of how the Lord meant the earth to be. They never kept those ways. They always went against it. And here in this time, all right, the heathen, all right, which are using the so-called black woman as a weapon, okay? Look at what they're doing. All right, it says, and Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. All right, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man, beast, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air. For it repenteth me that I have made them. Why? Because they were wicked. Everything was defiled. And the same thing is happening here. Like we just read in Isaiah 24. They're replacing the ordinance of the Most High with their own ordinances, saying that, you can do whatever you want. So for this reason, the Lord bought the flood. All right. Let's say, let's see. Yep. Here it is. Luke chapter 17. All right. In verse 26, it says, as it was in the days of Noah, meaning the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, also, Salakia. So what was happening during the time of Noah? They were eating and drinking and married like they're doing now. All right. You can see she's not missing no meals. All right. Hey, they're giving into marriage. All right. And then even by ancient terms, they're giving into marriage. They're giving into sex. All right. Because sex is the consummation of marriage. All right. And they're actually, also marrying too. All right. Going to the courthouse and, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. But it's folly. Everything is full of folly here in this society, man. So the Lord said, they didn't care, and all this is bringing about, the destruction. All right. And they were doing all of that until the Lord destroyed them all. So, hey, we're in those times, man. All right, where wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth. Let's get that. Salakia. Yeah, I gotta get this Jude Tobit. All right. This is Tobit chapter 4 and verse 12. It says, Beware of all whoredom, my son. Chiefly take a wife of thy seed and of thy fathers. And what did the Nephilim do? They did not take wives of their fathers. All right. They started mixing and mingling with the strange women. All right. And spiritually, it goes into the fornication, spiritual fornication. All right. Mixing and mingling with the heathen and taking and worshiping their gods. It says, which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children and their seed, and shall inherit the land. Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not thy heart thy brethren. Despise not in thy heart thy brethren, Salakia. It says, the sons and the daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride is destruction and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay and great want, for lewdness is the mother of famine. All right. And what these people don't understand is that lewdness is going to lead to a famine. All right. What this woman right here is pushing is lewdness. Okay. So, hey man, we're heading toward a famine. All right, which is prophesied in these times, man. This is all prophecy, man. So, Lord willing, this was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling of election sure. Shalom.